morning, viewers. You're watching Lama News with me, Rumati Thermaningrum. I will be accompanying you in 30 minutes onwards. There are three headline news for today. First is the accident in Jogjakarta Street, Kulon Progo. Second is face-to-face learning in Senior High School 1, Purwakarta, Banjarnegara, Gresik. And the last is the condition of Gembira Local School during COVID-19 pandemic. Without any further ado, we immediately move to the first news. Our first news today is a traffic accident happened in Jogjakarta Street, Kulon Progo on Monday, October 2021 at around 9 p.m. A truck crashed two motorbikes, 3 dead. Here is the video.
A traffic accident happened on Yogyakarta Street, Kulon Progo on Monday, October 20, 2021 at around 9 p.m. This accident involved a truck with two motorbikes, Beat and Scoopy. There are two truck drivers, Sutrisno, 30 years old, and Sutejo, 14 years old. For the Beat motorbikes, rode by Herman, 13 years old, and their two children, Ena and Annie, 12 years old. While the other motorbike was ridden by a couple, Tina and Tono, 25 years old. As a result of this accident, 3 people died and others were injured.
Now, we will be going live to our reporter Ali in the area. Well, Ali, please tell your what is the actual chronology regarding the accident?
Good morning, Rumanti. I'm Maruk Tapiani Lorenzo, reporting directly from Yogyakarta Street, Kulon Progo. No, I'm not far from the accident site. Based on the information from police officer, the couple, Tina and Tono, died at the place, while the other, Herman, who was died in hospital after receiving special treatment. Another victim who suffered injuries was taken to the Karisma Hospital. The accident that occurred in front of the Sahati restaurant was seen by several people who are now become eyewitnesses of the accident. One of them is a resident, Mrs. Amia, who will interview now.
Saat ini saya sedang bersama Ibu Amia selaku saksi mata kejadian. Jadi kejadiannya ini bagaimana ya Bu?
Waktu itu kejadiannya sudah lumayan malam ya Mbak. Saya juga melihatnya dari seberang jalan. Waktu itu truknya itu mau menyalip bus yang ada di depannya. Lalu saat menyalip bus itu, kondisi truknya itu sudah keluar jalur. Kebetulan saat mau menyalip, ada motor dari arah berlawanan. Nah, kemudian motor itu tertabrak truk dan truknya oleng. Waktu oleng malah menabrak lagi motor yang lain. Jadi 2 motor itu ikut terseret dan akhirnya truknya nabrak tiang listrik.
Jadi begitu ya Bu. Terus untuk proses evakuasinya sendiri bagaimana Bu? Karena kan kejadiannya kan berada di jalan utama yang seharusnya ramai ya. Jadi apakah evakuasinya ini mengalami kendala tertentu?
Kebetulan saat itu kan masih PPKM ya Mbak, jadi kondisi jalan juga nggak terlalu ramai. Terus cuma mungkin ada beberapa kericuan karena warga kan juga ikut melihat ke jalan. Tapi nggak lama kemudian terus ditertibkan lagi oleh polisi, jadi semuanya aman terkendali.
Jadi begitu ya Bu. Kalau begitu terima kasih karena sudah meluangkan waktunya untuk saya Bu.
Ya, sama-sama Mbak.
Based on Mrs. Amia explanation, it can be concluded that this accident occurred in a road when a truck wanted to overtake the bus, but it grazed a motorbike and then swerved and hit another motorbike. The evacuation process didn't face any difficulties because the streets were not crowded due to the pandemic. In addition, the truck and 2 motorbikes have also been transferred to the police office for further investigation.
Then, is the cause of this accident already known? Is it just because the truck wants to overtake a bus, or does the truck driver have other reasons such as drowsiness or being under the influence of drugs?
Yes, Sumanti. For now, the police are still investigating the cause of this accident. They are still waiting to receive a confirmation from the truck driver, who is still being treated at the hospital. However, from the confession of the passenger who was next to the driver was not under the influence of the drug. That's all.
Alright, thank you, Ali. Now we move to the next news. The COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic has impacted many sectors, including education. In Indonesia, schools are changing teaching and learning activities. are usually done face-to-face, remotely online, or online to prevent the spread of the virus. Even so, there are some areas where the number of COVID-19 cases is starting to decrease. Areas categories is green and yellow zones from the spread of COVID-19 can also carry out direct learning with the face-to-face method. One of the areas that have done face-to-face learning is Banjarnegara Gresik Senior High School 1 Purwakarta. This school has started to carry out face-to-face learning on a limited basis. For more information, we leave it to the reporter who is on duty to cover that, Reporter Alden. What about the condition there?
Good morning, Miss Rumanti. I am Alia Windy Pangisti reporting directly from SMAN 1 Purwanegara, Banjarnegara. This school has started to do a limited face-to-face learning with strict health protocol. Since this morning, dozens of students have arrived and entered the school. As we can see here, there is a particular area for hand washing and the security guard stand in front of the gate to check the temperature of the student before they enter the school. They are also required to wear masks and bring hand sanitizer as the first step to corona prevention and the application of social distancing. For example, 2 children usually fill 1 table in the classroom, but now 1 children occupies 1 table for them. And then, this strategy is a positive step to prevent corona further spread. For approval from the student guardian itself, the school distributes a letter of approval for the children to enter the school and it is not coercive. However, this letter have a positive response from the student guardian itself. Almost 18% of total pupils agreed to go back to school. As we can see here, they seem enthusiastic to follow the face-to-face learning process despite they have to wear masks and sit far away from the classmates. This fact proves that the implementation of face-to-face learning at SMAN 1 Purwanegara going well and conducive. For the vaccination program and other policies, I have been with one of the teachers at SMAN 1 Purwanegara. Excuse me, Miss Indah, can you explain to us about the student vaccination program or maybe any difficulties that the school has been through about the implementation of the face-to-face learning program? Thank you, Miss Alia. We already held the first vaccination program and we will hold the second vaccination program around mid-November. We also coordinated with the district to supply enough vaccine to all students in this high school to get immunity to fight the coronavirus. The development in face-to-face learning so far are still positive. Students seem to be enthusiastic and have a higher spirit when they learn. Teachers are also facilitated to supervise their students because they can see directly the learning process. Maybe the difficulties that we have experienced is the provision of the facilities such as hand washing corner, free masks, free hand sanitizer, and the others. I think that's all from me, Miss. Thank you for your response. It can be concluded if face-to-face learning brings more positive impact for both student and teacher in educational institution. However, this cannot also be separated from implementing strict health protocol to prevent from coronavirus outbreak. This is all from me, Alia Windy Pangisti, report from the location.
Thank you, Alia, for your report. Now, the last news. According to the government rules, since the pandemic of coronavirus or COVID-19, all the places, including the vacation places, are closed during this pandemic. This closure aims to reduce the level of the spread of COVID-19. One of the areas that have to fully close is Kebira Lokal Zoo in special regions of Yogyakarta. To know more about the condition there, we already have our reporter who is on duty, Marshall. Now Marshall, could you tell us the condition around the zoo since the closure of the vacation area?
Good morning, Mrs. Rumanti. Now I am directly beside the location of the Gembira Luka Zoo. As we can see, the situation are fully closed since week ago. But now the regulation of physical distancing from the government has changed. People are ready to visit at the zoo, even the limitation with 50% quota per days. The zoo owner saying that the effect of pandemic makes the sale of vacation decrease extremely since 6 months ago.
Marshall, even the government rules has changed. Is there any problem from the zoo owner to control the crowd during the limitation and are the visitors keeping the physical distancing and wearing masks?
During the limitation, many of the visitors who come by obeying the protocol. They usually bring the hand sanitizer from home and wearing masks. Despite there are still several visitors who don't wear masks and physical distancing. Thus, beside me, right now, one of the employee from the Gembira Luka Zoo that could share the condition inside the zoo. With who I'm speaking, sir? Bapak Ari, gimana kondisi terkini terkait Gembira Luka Zoo di saat pandemi COVID-19 ini? Apakah terjadi penurunan dan apakah banyak pekerja yang diliburkan? Gembira Luka Zoo mengalami banyak sekali kerugian, terutama untuk pemasukan keuangan tiap bulannya. Jadi tindakan yang dilakukan oleh pemilik kebun binatang adalah meliburkan beberapa pekerjanya. Namun bila saat sudah selesai pandemi ini atau sudah membaik, pekerja yang diliburkan akan dapat kembali kerja seperti semula. Seperti itu, Pak. Apakah terdapat harapan dengan diberlakukannya pembukaan wisata kebun binatang ini, Pak, dengan dibatasinya kuota hanya dengan 50% pengunjung? Harapannya semoga pandemi ini bisa memberikan pelajaran bagi kita semua, dan dengan lekas sembuhnya pandemi ini dapat memberikan kembali semangat untuk para pekerja di kebun binatang untuk lebih semangat lagi untuk bekerja, dan para pengunjung senang mengunjungi dan melihat hewan-hewan di sini. Seperti itu, Pak. Thank you so much, Mr. Ari, for the information. Now, Mrs. Rumanti, as we can extremely conclude, the pandemic of COVID-19 really give a huge impact for vacation destination, especially zoo. With the limitation of visitor, we still could not enjoy holiday. That's all for me. Back to Mrs. Rumanti.
Thank you for your report, Marshall. Well, that's all news for today. You can see the development of the next news in Gama News in 2 hours from. Finally, I'm and all of you. See you.